Alright, into the Golden Pack today for a bit of a unique challenge, which I think I recorded this over a month ago and I completely forgot about the video, so now I'm finally getting around to it. And here actually on turn 1 we get matched with Chibi Iris, or Eris, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, a regular commenter. And you actually get a taste there of what the run is about, and that is trying to get as many ability fails in one run as possible. Now, actually, I didn't notice that when I was playing the game, I didn't notice that the Tamarin had failed to trigger there on turn 1. So I could have actually gone for, I could have just sold the Groundhog here and started farming ability fails on turn 1. However, it is kind of more important to make sure that you stay alive, and using the Groundhog plus the Tamarin ability is one way to do that. So we level into Weasel, and then the second level gives Baboon. And Baboon was the main focus of this challenge because it's probably the most interesting pet that can trigger an ability fail in the shop. So obviously you can do it with Bison, with Llama, Lion and Doberman as well. But Baboon has kind of the extra added spice that its ability, if you're deliberately failing its ability every turn, it makes the run so much more difficult. And the reason for that is Baboon buffs pets of the current shop tier. So you can see here, if you look at the roll button, it tells you that we're on tier 2. So if I buy any tier 2, the Baboon is going to buff it, which means that we have to wait until turn 5 to buy a tier 2, which is why I've got the 2 Doorhead Ants frozen. And that will apply every single tier. So we have the Weasel at the moment, but as soon as we get to turn 5, I'm going to have to sell it, otherwise the Baboon will trigger. So I guess in one sense, I wasn't just going for the most ability fails in one run. In this particular run, I was trying to go the whole way with Baboon failing every single turn. But if you're trying to do this yourself, you could easily make it a bit easier and take 1 or 2 turns where you have a useful pet in there that is getting buffed by the Baboon. You'll see at the end how many actual fails I managed to get into this run, and then maybe that's just your goal to try and beat. So we've got the double Doorhead Ant. I was going to buff the Baboon since I know I have to keep it, but I decided instead to put the stats onto the Doorhead Ant. Probably one of the better tier 2s that can be kept long term. Unfortunately here it's going to be a bit awkward because it's going to end up triggering the guinea fowl, and then the next Doorhead Ant is going to trigger the lizard as well. And I think we're going to be okay though. Yeah, because the other person has Tamarin at the back, which it'll never activate because it's going to lose the trumpets as the result of the Golden Retriever coming in. So we're investing into the Tamarin. Taking Eggplant is basically required, I think, when you're trying to do any kind of weak build in the Golden Pack, because you need as many free wins as possible. So you can see here I move the lizard to the front so that the lizard tail can't spawn. Although I think it's actually going to be a draw because the opposing team has Flycatcher at the back. So when my Retriever comes in, it's going to activate. And yep. I suppose we could have actually lost there if it had sniped the Baboon. So now it's turn 7, and you can see the roll button shows the 4, so we can't buy any tier 4s, but we can buy tier 3s now. I do get another Doorhead Ant. I think I'm going to take the Flea here because maybe I could have taken the Surgeonfish, but I think I would rather take the Flea. I'm not sure if the Surgeonfish actually triggers the fail effect if there are no trumpets to consume. I would have to test that out, I guess. Again, here the Eggplant does massive damage by moving the Betta Fish away from the Muskox. We're going to win as a result of that. Definitely, probably the best 3 gold you can spend in Golden Pack. So it's kind of awkward here. I take the level up. However, the tier 5, if I want to freeze it, I can't buy it until, well, I could buy it this turn, but then I'd have to sell it next turn. So if I wanted to actually get it onto the team and keep it, I would have to freeze it and keep it until turn 11, which is really not worth it, I think. And also the fact that the baboon is not buffing anything, having units like fire ant rather, there are a lot of pets in the late game: fire ant, cobra, warthog, German shepherd, pets that really benefit from having the buffs stacked onto them from the baboon. And here we actually have the egg kills a unit because of the weakness. However, level 2 muskox at the back is going to be too good. Golden pack is kind of really strange for, you see a low health team and you think you might have a chance, but then some of the abilities in battle are so good. So now it's turn 9. We're on to tier 5, so we can buy the tier 4. So I'm going to go for Sea Lion and scale the attack. And I think we're just going to go for higher level Doorhead Ant. Another fail from the baboon. He's having a bit of a rough time. This one, I think we're probably not going to have enough scaling here. They've already got level 2 Sea Lion. However, we did manage to survive the early game with quite a lot of lives intact, so we can continue the run. And yeah, easily defeated there. Yeah, now I'm really not sure what to do. I'm thinking about Dart Frog because I have the Doorhead Ant. However, at this point, sort of level 1 Dart Frog is just not going to be doing enough damage. And maybe I should have actually been looking for a tier 2 unit that had a feint ability right at the beginning to go along with my Groundhog and Tamarin, and then buying these cockatoos would actually be much better for the team overall. So here I do end up buying the base stats Dart Frog, although it's only going to get to snipe twice. And we don't have any weakness or anything, so it's not going to be the strongest. And of course, Nyala comes out of Beluga Whale. When was the last time you saw anything come out of Beluga Whale that wasn't Wolf or Nyala? And but we actually do win because our attack is good enough on the back units. Maybe buying those cockatoos wasn't such a bad idea. But yeah, the efficiency is obviously much weaker when you're only buffing 2 units. Now here I get a really nice roll where I've got Cobra, Beluga Whale and Nyala. Now I can't buy the Cobra directly, however I can put Chocolate Cake on the Beluga and the Cobra will be swallowed and it'll get spit out as a 24-12, which is better than everything else on my team by some distance. And of course, because it's inside the Beluga, the baboon can't buff it, so we're still getting our fail trigger every turn. And this we get a nice move on the emu there, so it gets pushed in front of the lizard, so it's not going to activate. And I think, yeah, we're easily going to beat this team now that we have the Cobra popping out of the Beluga. However, here I'm about to make a mistake, or at least I think this is a mistake, and that is replacing the Cobra with the Nyala. Now I think what I should be doing is rolling for another Beluga, because probably my best chance here is having a whole bunch of Belugas that spit out large units that have been scaled purely by the Beluga's ability rather than anything on the team, because we basically have no scaling at this point. Another team that gets messed up by by eggplant, and we ended up pulling their I'm not sure exactly what we broke there, but we messed up the order for both the muskox and the antelope, I think. And we're going to snipe a little bit of damage off the muskox, but it's actually, yeah, it is going to be enough. The retriever survived. Kind of an incredible fluke win there, really. So now we need to look for more. I'm not sure why I bought the apple there. I guess because I thought there was nothing else I could have bought, but definitely not worth spending 3 gold on the apple there. And I really should just be rolling for Beluga. There was a Warthog there, so I could have had potentially Warthog inside Beluga. Now here's a much bigger team. They've got Monkey, they've scaled stuff up, they've got level 3 Muskox, and they've got Pita Bread on multiple units. So we're going to get absolutely destroyed here. And yeah, not even close. But we are on turn 13. We have no scaling whatsoever. So here is another Beluga. So here I really should be selling. Yeah, bit of a dubious play there. I really should be selling one of the other units, buying the Beluga, probably giving it the chocolate and then having it swallow the Cobra like I had it before. So now, although I am potentially going to be able to get a level 2 Beluga, which will upgrade to level 3 with the chocolate cake, yeah, you can see here now I'm looking at Wolf because there's nothing else. And now I rolled 2 more Wolves, which is kind of strange. But level 3 Wolf, it's, you know, without any complementary units, like we don't have Muskox, we don't have Cobra or, you know, German Shepherd. We do actually face a Nurse Shark team and then move the Nurse Shark to the back with the eggplant. But Nyala and Dart Frog, I think it's just going to be too much here. Let's see what size the Wolf comes out as. 12-12, so not quite enough to one-shot the unit in front. And actually, it's going to be relatively close. But I think if I'd made more sensible decisions there with the Beluga, we could have eked out another turn. But there we go. I think it was 13 overall fails throughout that run. So if you can beat that, do let me know in the comments below.